Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I want to be giving my thoughts on the 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You, episodes 1 and 2. This is a series that I'm pretty familiar with. I follow the manga. I started reading the manga pretty much right when it started releasing in Japan. The fan translation came out not long after the first Japanese chapter came out, and I read it, and I liked it, and I followed it weekly for a while, and then Seven Seas licensed it, so I just sort of stopped reading the fan translated chapters and have been reading it with Seven Seas releases. And I'm up to volume 6 right now, so I'm a few volumes behind, but I think I'm ahead of where the anime is going to get. So this is a series I already like. So coming into this anime it's just sort of like seeing what it's like, right? I'm not coming into this being like, what's this? What's going on? It's like, I like this series, let's see how the anime goes. So, let's talk about the anime now. The first episode is we meet our main character, Rentaro. He is in middle school, he is confessing to a girl he likes, and is promptly rejected. Feeling sort of bummed about this, having been rejected by 100 girls in his lifetime, and he's only in middle school, he goes to a shrine to pray, where he meets a god of love, and the god there informs him, like, hey, you just finished middle school, don't worry, once you get to high school, you're going to meet your soulmate. Also, by the way, you have 100 soulmates. So, Rentaro, excited by this, eventually goes to high school, where he bumps into two girls, Hakari and Karane. Their eyes meet, they feel a shock, they're soulmates, and everybody instantly knows it. So the two girls are trying to confess to him, and he's trying to figure out what to do about this situation as well. Eventually, he is given an ultimatum by the girls. Not really an ultimatum, but like they both ask him out, and then the next day they're expecting an answer. Rentaro is unable to make the decision, so he goes back to the god and is discussing this with him, where the god there informs him that, yeah, you're not supposed to have 100 soulmates. I kind of made a mistake. And also, if somebody meets their soulmate and they don't, get together, yeah, they die. Because it takes a lot of luck to get a soulmate. So if you mess that up, like, all your luck vanishes and you get hit by a bus or something. So now Rentaro doesn't have a choice to make anymore. He doesn't want either of these girls to get hurt. And so he decides he's going to two-time them. And we get like a little scene where he is planning to reject both and then separately go to each of them and tell them, like, oh, I just didn't want to say yes to you in front of the other one. And he promptly throws that idea in the trash, and decides to just be straightforward with them. Well, not straightforward. He doesn't tell them about the soulmate thing. He just says he wants to date both of them. And they eventually agree. And that's our first episode. It ends with Rentaro and Hikari and Karane in a relationship. On to episode 2, and this is where it starts to get more silly. Like, the first episode is just like setting everything in place. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but the second episode is all about, all right, who gets to be Rentaro's first kiss? And the girls are fighting over it, and Rentaro, I forgot his name for a second, sees that they're upset about this, trying to figure out who's going to be his first kiss. Well, he had planned this. He had thought of this. And he's made this really convoluted plan so that he'll kiss both of them. No one will know who kissed who when. And then it'll be perfect. And everyone can, be happy knowing they got kissed. And they'll never know who the real one is. So it involves, like, blindfolds and putting headphones in so you can't hear anything and rolling dice. And it's just a very convoluted plan that falls apart instantly. And they keep trying and trying and trying, and eventually it falls apart. And then the solution to this is, well, we'll just all kiss at the same time. We'll do like a triangle. So, like, Rentaro will be kissing Karane and Hakari, but also Karane and Hakari will also be kissing. And that's the end of the episode. Well, that's not the end of the episode. The end of the episode is setting up the next girl for the next couple of episodes, but the second episode's ridiculous. And just overall, this show is just a silly harem comedy, like full throttle, like put the gas all the way on the floor. We're just going full speed, introducing girls all the time, and it's just silly and fun, and just playing around with how ridiculous it is. And it's very entertaining. Now, about the anime itself compared to the manga, one, I'm kind of surprised by the pacing. The first episode is the first chapter, which first chapters of a manga are usually longer, so that makes sense. But when manga chapters like 22 pages, usually it's like 2 chapters per anime episode, where episode 2 is basically a single chapter, and maybe it was a kind of a long chapter too, but because sometimes they'll be like, all right, first chapter is 40 pages, second chapter is 30 pages, and then from there we're down to like the regular 20 that'll be releasing every week. So I don't know, maybe it was a bit of a longer chapter that they adapted, but I was kind of surprised that took a whole episode, though it didn't feel dragged out or slow or anything like that. And then we get the setup for next episode, which isn't in chapter 2, that's in chapter 3. But yeah, the pacing's weird, but not bad. It has me interested how far the anime is going to go. In the opening and the ending, we see, we see 5 girls. I won't list off their names now. We'll talk about them as they show up in the show. But we see 5 of the girls, so I assume that's what the show's going to cover, and it won't go past that, which is only like 3 volumes worth of stuff. So I don't know how much... Like, again, I don't know what pacing's going to be like as we go. I don't know how fast or slow it'll feel, but we'll see. Now, animation-wise, I thought it was pretty good. I was a bit weary going in, because I've never heard of this animation studio before. I quickly looked at what they've done, and they've only done, like, 2 things, this and a season of, what is it called? The Quintessential Quintuplets? So I knew nothing about them, I didn't know what to expect, and overall animation was pretty good. It's just like a comedy show, so like there's not a lot of action in these episodes. It's going to take like there's going to be a lot to animate, but everything was smooth, everything looked good. My only real complaint, and this is just like modern anime in general, everything is so shiny, which isn't too big of a deal. It's fine, but everybody is very glossy in this. But yeah, animation-wise, it was fine. If there was any, if it got cheap at any points, they did a good job of hiding it, because nothing really stood out to me, nothing really took me out of the show. The voice cast so far is all good. Sometimes, for me, when I read a manga or a light novel first and then come into the anime, I'll have the issue where characters will sound, way different from what I imagined they would sound like in my head. An example of this for me would be the Renai Bokun anime, where I don't remember her name, the pink-haired girl with glasses. I really don't remember her name. But her voice was very high-pitched in the anime, and that was not at all how I imagined she would sound when reading the manga. But in this show, everybody sounds good. Rentaro sounds good, which is kind of surprising, because he hasn't really, his voice actor hasn't done a lot of work before. Hakari and Karane, they both sounded good. The only, issue with voice acting I had was, in the beginning of the episode, Rentaro has a friend. In the beginning of episode 1, Rentaro has a middle school friend with, gray hair. And it's just like a dude. But he clearly had a woman voicing him for this scene, and that was the only moment that really took me out, and it's just I don't know why they would make him sound like that. It's not like it matters. He's never going to pop up again. His name in the thing was literally Friend A, so it's not a big deal, but it was just odd. But other than that, animation was good, voice cast was good. I'm surprised by how many chapters they're adapting, but again, pacing wasn't slow. OP and ED, I don't really talk about them, but opening song is catchy, and the animation to go along with it was silly and fun. Ending song, I don't remember at all, even though I listened to it twice. But the little chibi animations there are cute. But yeah, that's it for episodes 1 and 2. A pretty good start to the show, better than I was expecting, and I'm kind of excited to watch the rest of it now, because I do really enjoy this series. And yeah, next episode we're meeting the next girl, who I'm also excited to see, because I'll talk about it more in those episodes, but the way she communicates is different. So I'm interested to see sort of how they're going to do that with the voice actress, and I'm excited to see the voice actress, because she was in Invaders of the Rokujoma. It's Thea's voice actress from that, and I don't see her in much stuff, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon with the next couple of episodes, hopefully. See you then.